Hi everybody, my name is Sarah Beamer and today I wanted to talk to you about two hardware pieces I use in my classroom on a daily basis. So the first hardware piece I want to talk about is my smartboard. A smartboard is an interactive whiteboard and it is part of a three-piece system. So it has the interactive whiteboard, which is the smartboard part, a computer, and it also needs a projector. So the basic parts of the smartboard are for this particular model that I have are the pin tray, the light indicator, and then my connection panel is right down there at the bottom, but it's actually on the back side of the smartboards. Newer models have them on the front, but mine's currently located in the back. Now, talking about the pen tray, for my particular model, my pen tray has 4 colored slots. So there's one for each of the 4 colored pens, and then in the middle is my slot for an eraser. Just a quick little tip here that I've learned quite quickly with it is that if you misplace a pen and you can't find it, you can put any other marker type thing in there. So I've put a Crayola marker in there. I've put a sticky note in there. So basically what it is the sensor that's in that spot on the tray feels the marker or senses that something's there and thinks the marker is there or the pen is there until you officially put it back, and your smartboard will continue working with something in the tray to kind of mask the fact that you didn't have the pen. So on the pen tray, there are 3 buttons. So there's a button with the keyboard on it, and that one turns on the on-screen keyboard. I honestly don't use that very much because I have a wireless mouse and keyboard, so I tend to use that, but it's there in case you need it. The other button, the one with the mouse on it, icon on it, works just like as if you had a right click on your mouse. Again, I have a wireless mouse that I kind of take with me, so I don't necessarily use that as much. But it is there for you. And then the little question on the side there with the question mark on it is the Help Center button. So a little thing is another tip is if you're trying to write on your smartboard and you're writing in one spot and it's showing up in another spot, what you need to do is calibrate your smartboard. So if you hold down the 2 buttons, the one with the keyboard on it and the one with the mouse at the same time, something will pop up on your smartboard, so that way it'll allow you to calibrate it, and that way when you write with your pen, it writes where you're trying to write and where the pen is located. FYI, in order to calibrate your smartboard does need to be turned on. Okay. How to use the pens and the eraser. So when you pick up a pen, you can write either with the pen or you can use your finger. As long as the pen is out of the slot or a pen is out of a slot, then you can write. The colors, if you pick up a black pen, it's going to write black. If you pick up a green pen, it's going to write green. But you can choose the color once the pen's picked up if you want to change that color. Another thing about the smartboard, in order to use the pens, you do not have to use the notebook software if you don't want to. You just need smart ink attached to it, and you can write on anything that's projected on that smartboard. So it's really good for websites or online reading with your class. So it's really nice that you can write over what's already projecting onto your smartboard. To erase, you just pick up the eraser and you wipe it on the screen. If you want to erase in a large area, you just make a circle around what you want to erase and tap the eraser in the middle, and it'll erase everything that you circled. Another little tip for you is if you remove both the eraser and the pen, the smartboard is going to have you erase instead of write with the pen. So this has happened before where I've had the eraser in my hand and then I go to grab the marker to write with, and it won't let me write. It's only letting me erase because you got to put the eraser down. So just a little tip there for you too. All right, so on the side of my smartboard is the ready light and the connection panel. So the light on the right indicates whether the smartboard is working correctly and is turned on. So if it's green, your smartboard's good, it's working correctly. If it's flashing another color than green, then there's something going on with your smartboard and you got to troubleshoot. On my particular model, my connection panel is behind the ready light, and this is where my smartboard connects to my computer and my projector. And it uses a USB cable and a VGA video cable. So you can actually see my USB cable right down there at the bottom. Okay, so this is a smartboard video that just kind of gives you getting to know your smartboard. This is within the slideshow for you to view on your own time. So I told you all about the smartboard, but I haven't told you what I actually use it for. So a few tips and tricks on what you can use the smartboard for is, one, you can actually use the notebook software if you choose to, and you can create review games for students to play, and so they can click and drag and move things on the smartboard. You can use the notebook software to create lessons. They are kind of like a PowerPoint or a Google Slide, just another way to make them. You can actually present Google Slides or PowerPoints, and what's really nice is that with the Smart Ink, you can actually write on those slides while you teach. The only downfall of that is when you go to another slide, the ink stays on the screen, so you have to erase each time, and it doesn't follow the slide, whereas with the notebook software, it follows what you write on. Another way I've done it is I've pulled up articles on websites, and as we're reading the article, we'll highlight or circle key items or key terms. I've made smart notebook activities where students kind of come up one at a time. They can write on it. They can move items in the smart notebook software. And our the Smart Tech website already has pre-made interactive lessons that you can choose from to use with your smart board. All right, my next hardware that I use in my classroom on a daily basis is my cover cam. So it is a document camera. There are different kinds of different brands of document camera. Mine particular brand is my hover cam. So the basic hover cam parts are, you have the arm at the top, and then you have a sliding button, so the arm can fold and then the sliding button slides it down, and that way it's compact and very easy to travel with if you need to. And then there's a cable that connects to the computer right down there at the bottom. On the arm, there's an on and off switch for the light. There's a built-in microphone. There's a knob to turn for zoom, so you can zoom on the actual program, or you can zoom right there on your document camera. And then there is a light there in case you need extra light for whatever you're trying to film and project onto your screen. So the hover cam is really nice because it connects to your computer via a USB cable, and it uses a HoverCam Flex software to display documents or items that you put underneath the camera. So I've done it to do worksheets together. I've done it to annotate on reading assignments. I've done it to show science experiments. So lots of things you can do with that. There's a light at the top so that way you can see whatever's underneath more easily. The knob, like I said before, helps you zoom, and it does have a built-in microphone, which I do find really useful. So uses for your hover cam. I use it with the projector to display documents. So basically it's a very updated projection of whatever you're trying to do with your students. It's great for showing how to do an activity with the whole class. So you just kind of do the activity underneath the hover cam and display it on your smartboard. They're really good with following along with that. You can take pictures of what's placed on the camera and post it in Google Classroom. So a really good example of that is we take math notes. And when I'm done taking the math notes, I will take a picture of the notes and using the document camera, and then I'll post that into my Google Classroom. So students who were absent, or students who maybe lose their notes, they can go back into that and they can access those notes versus having to ask me for my notebook. Another way I use my hover cam is with the program Screencastify. So I'll record as we're doing lessons or notes underneath the hover cam, and then when finished, I'll upload them to Google Classroom, and those students who are absent or need reminders on how to do something, they can go back and view it. I do use this a lot in math when we do math problems together and we're learning a particular strategy. And so that way the strategy's been filmed, and even parents can go and view that as well when they're helping their kids with math homework. This video is just an overview of a hover cam. It's very similar to the one I have. The only difference is that one, you lift like a lever in the back, and that's how the it goes down and shrinks smaller. Mine is a button that's in the front after you close the arm. Okay, and then these are my sources. Again, my PowerPoint, or I mean not my slides will be available, so you can go further detailed into these if you'd like and watch the videos. I hope you enjoyed watching this and learned a lot. Thank you.